Good morning, friends. I'm Manoj Kumar, GM HRMS Chris. HRMS team is before you again with a new module. The module is about issuance of office order. We are covering all type of office order which is there in any employee's career. So we are covering it like career events. The advantage would be that all office order is to be issued through this particular module. And after issuance of office order, data will automatically get updated in our HRMS and iPass. So event would be issuance of office order, whereas the trigger for updation of data would be joining date of the employee or relieving or releasing date from previous place of posting of the employee. And once that date is entered, all data is updated in the system. So whenever you are entering data for all different type of career events, that whether that may be promotion, transfer, exit, or entry, so all those data automatically will get updated, and henceforth data will not have to be entered manually into the system. In case of officers, we have tried to make complete service card online. So what we have done, we have introduced two different tabs. One related to updation of leave taken, and second is related to issuance of all type of order which are covered into miscellaneous office order. Please remember those two are not part of employee service record right now. It's only meant for officers. So friends, now we will give you basic presentation where we will show you the flow, event, triggers, and then Pradeep Rawal, SP, Chris will take you on the actual system, will show you the complete flow, how it will work on HRMS system. So here we are with our small presentation first.
So we will start with orders for different type of orders. We'll talk of how they are to be issued, how they are to be treated as an event, and then what will be the trigger for transferring the data. So coming to the orders, these are the four type of carrier events which we are capturing. Number one would be first appointment. Do remember that we are not capturing offer appointment here. We start from the place where we give our employee his first place of posting. Order where you mention his first place of posting. Then we go for his transfer order. All type of transfer order has been covered here, whether it be transfer within the same unit, interdivisional, inter-railway, or somebody going out on deputation or ex-career is also covered here. Then comes the promotion orders, promotion where you promote a person regular with HOC or MSCP accreditation, all three are covered here. And then exit due to superannuation or any other events. When a person leaves the system, whether it be resignation, voluntary retirement, or his separation in terms of superannuation or an EDR case, whatever that might be. We will see how this is to be treated as event and how a trigger is to be used in terms of updation of our data. So these four type of events we have talked of, career events. These are events, whether it's first appointment, promotion, transfer, or exit. Last three events when we talk of transfer, posting, and exit, then from where the person is transferred, adapters triggered is his date of leaving the place, whether it be relinquishing, whether it be release report, whether it be a combined report where a new person joins and somebody handing over, taking over report, what we call off. So when you get that date and that date is entered in the system, that's the trigger for updation of our data of employee master in ESR. Now, when the person is released from one place and is going to report at next place, again, their office order is issued. Similarly, in case of first appointment, office order is to be issued, and after that office order, a joining report he gives. He joins at a place. So that gives me a joining date. When that date is entered into the system again, our employee master in ESR gets updated. So left-hand side, we are having all the events, and then in mid, we are having the trigger, which ensures that data is updated, as mentioned on the right-hand side. So we'll just see how a common office order is to be created. We are having a look at the joining order of a new person. So our dealing clerk will enter into the system, HRMS URL, all of you are aware of. Every dealing clerk has his own password and ID through which he will enter into the system. Then he will fill in the office number, its date, type of order. He will fill in number of people who are going to join, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many number of people are there in an order? All those are to be entered. And then if he wants to add more numbering of people into that, he will go into reiteration. Once that addition is complete, he will pick up templates. Templates means pre-prepared lines which is supposed to interact with approval or computer authority is already being issued, or at the end when we write that if he wants to give any option for fixation, all those things can be written in pre-order or note or post note, which he can keep as a saved template and use it whenever he wishes. Once he's sure that everything which is to be written in order is written, the same is to be submitted. And then through OTP, which is received through SMS on a registered mobile, it is submitted and sent off. We will see a common office order, how it looks. We have at top left QR code. In QR code, basic detail of employee is mentioned along with the order number. So you get the basic idea of what is written there. And no overwriting or correction can be made. Then you have office order, which is a local office order of the place. Then you have which office is issuing the order is mentioned there in top right. Then we are having pre-note in which you mentioned these things can be kept in your library, can be used as per your choice. Below that is employee detail. We'll talk about it later on. We'll talk of post note first. Post note again is something which you keep in as your template, and you can use it. Then issued by the officer's name is there and signature will mention. Left bottom is copy to. We are also giving provision of HRMS ID here so that all those orders can be given to those people on their own ID. That we are making provision of. And in between, you are having employee detail, which is our basic data. It goes into the database of the employee. Here, name of the employee and its HRMS ID is mentioned. Designation of the person is there. Existing particular, from where he is being shifted or he is being transferred. So then you are having a station name, pay level, basic pay, bill unit, and then revised particular where he is being sent. So all those things are mentioned. Maybe in any particular order, only existing particular will be there for new joining, or in case of exit, only existing particular will be there. Whereas in transfer, both those things would be issued. All of them may not always be available, but as for availability, these columns are to be filled in. We are mentioning type of order, and then if the clerk has to write any remark, he writes the same remark. So that's how the basic structure of our office order module is. And then now we will be discussing those modules in separate part. Now we will come to transfer, posting, and promotion orders. This is the most important type of order which we issue in railway generally. Most of the order comes into this particular category only. Here, all type of transfer are covered, whether that transfer is inter-railway transfer, inter-divisional transfer, transfer within the unit, or we are issuing transfer order in case of posting in X cadre or going on for deputation. All those things are covered here. All promotion may not involve transfer. Some of them may be only promotion order or MSCP order. So all those things are covered here. Orders are of orders can be divided into two parts. First part is where the person is relieved from the place, and second part is when he joins at new place. So we'll see the first type of order where is to be relieved at a place. So first stage one is basically a iterative stage where you can have more than one person in a particular order. Order is generally given by an executive officer if it comes to you. So that executive officer's order is to be entered into a office order which we are issuing from personal branch N. So we will have more than one employee's name which will be entered, and once all those names are entered, pre-note, post-note is prepared for us, and dating clerk is sure that order is completely through from his end. So through his OTP, he submits it to very V and it goes to A, and A will digitally sign, and that order is issued, and order goes to all concerned person directly. We are also having provision of SMS. Whoever are involved in this order, SMS will be given to all those employees, intimating about the order. So we are trying to strengthen hand of employee and make the process transparent, so that the moment order is issued, person involved is intimated by the system itself. The second stage comes when the person is to relieve. The moment the person is relieved, that data is entered by dealing clerk and updation takes place. Now, after updation, that data is kept in a temporary file. If you're going out on your deputation, there your data is to be kept at your last place of posting only, so it will be kept there. Whereas in case of normal transfer, you're going to some different unit. There it is to be shifted data to that new unit. This shifting of data we see in the second order, where we issue order for joining at new place of posting. Now again, stage 2, which we are mentioning here, is iterative stage, where more than one person's order could be there in a particular order, which dealing clerk has to enter. Once all those names are entered in which are to be there in particular office order, dealing clerk will send it to verifying authority will verify, and accepting authority will accept this order through his signature and will sign it, and then order is issued, and all concerned person in the order will be intimated through SMS also, and orders are are automatically shifted to my office order column on HRMS ID of every employee who is involved, so that whenever he logs in the system, he can see his or her own order. Simultaneously, there is an SMS to the concerned employee on his registered mobile number, so that he or she is aware of order being issued. After issuance of order comes joining. So once the person joins at his place of posting, that date is to be mentioned, and then DC VAA, that date is entered into the system, and data is entered at new place. So this is the point where data from earlier place of posting to new place of posting is shifted, and data updation takes place in both HRMS and iPass. And that's how the complete cycle of that transfer, promotion, and posting completes in terms of events taking place, their office order being issued, and their data being updated. Thanks.
Welcome back. In this section, we are going to issue some promotion and transfer office order, and we are going to capture the information after execution of that particular office order. So let's start. This is a multi-layered process where we have to do a work at multiple layers. So very first stage is we are going to issue one transfer or promotion office order. So in case employees transfer within unit or employees promoted, that employee need not to be relieved from this particular location. But if the employee is transferred out to some other unit, then the next stage is relieving will be compulsory. So this is the one stage of the process. So in this stage, first dealing clerk will capture the information of office order, verification authority will verify the office order, and accepting authority will accept the office order. Then based on transfer type, if it is outside the unit, release will happen or may not required in case of within unit transfer and promotion. Then second stage will be when employee is transferred out to some other unit, then stage 2 office order will be issued. So if I am transferred from Jodhpur workshop to Secunderabad division, so when I report to Secunderabad division, stage 2 office order for the posting will be issued. In that office order, my posting detail will be captured and process will be exactly the same. But if it is within unit transfer or promotion cases, then stage 2 office order will not be issued. We'll go to next stage, that is joining information capturing. So in case of promotion or within unit transfer, we'll directly capture information in this stage, and it will be again 3-layered information. For transfer outside unit, the other unit will issue a posting information. Once the posting office order will be issued, then again this stage will be happen. It will take place, and the joining information of that officer or then employee at another unit will be captured, and it will be again a 3-layer process. So stage 2 office order will be dealing clerk, verification, accepting authority. We'll go through all these stages. When the information of transfer will be captured at the another unit or promotion information will be captured by DC, it will go again by 3 layers of information, DC, VA, and A layer of information. Once this information is accepted by AA, then the record of employee master and ESR will be updated. So the current tab of employee master will be updated with the new information, and based on the type of order, promotion, transfer, or deputation out tab of that particular employee will be updated. The status of that tab will not be changed. Just one record according to the office order will be appended at the end. And the same information will be passed on to iPass for salary generation. So iPass is going to use this information for creation of salary. So let's start with some practical. So we'll start with our stage 1 order. So the important thing that we need to take care is this type of order can be iterative. Multiple transfer orders of a particular employee can be issued. Like in case of officers, one of office order is issued from railway board, another office order is issued from zonal headquarter, and the third office order can be issued from divisional headquarter. So we are going to take one example and issue the office order. So for example, I'm logged in with my dealing clerk ID of Jodhpur workshop, and to complete its login, I need an login OTP. So with the help of login OTP, I just logged in, and this is my dashboard. So to issue a transfer order or promotion order, we'll go to left hand side, office order section, promotion, transfer office order generation section. So now process will be exactly same like other office order. We need to give an office order number, whatever the formula is happening in my unit. Then I need to select out of these three options: promotion, transfer, or promotion come transfer. For all three reasons, we have to give a proper reason for transfer or posting of employee. So I'm just adding one example, adding one employee here. So I'll click on the plus button on the right hand side and give the HRMS or IPAS number of the employee. So once I click the HRMS ID, it will ask me subtype, that is the reason of the promotion. So all the valid reason of promotion are listed out here. This could be regular promotion, MSCP promotion, cadre to ex cadre, NBR, cadre restructuring, court order, revision. So all type of promotion orders can be issued here. Now let's try with some example of transfer only. So I'll put just one office order number, select type, transfer here, and click on plus button. So now in case of transfer, I need to give it is a transfer order, or I am giving a posting order, like employees coming from another unit and posted my location, and I'm issuing a posting order. So this is just for reference, because we have to complete the cycle. So first you have to issue a transfer order, then release an employee, then posting order. So I put HRMS ID of employee. Now I have to give reason of transfer, that is a subtype. So all the valid reason of transfer are listed here. Transfer within the same unit, interdivision, ex-cadre, deputation out, mutual transfer, within unit, within division, and inter-railway, rotational administrative transfer, own request transfer, redeployment. So all the valid reason of transfers are here. Now let's take an example of promotion come transfer. So I need to give an office order number according to my unit. I have to select promotion come transfer section. So here, when I add employee, I click plus button. Again, I need to give the reason, promotion or transfer, whichever the category is, and click on the go button. So now I have to give the reason of promotion come transfer. So all the valid reasons where promotion and transfer both are effective are listed down here. So that could be a restructuring, reversion, cadre to ex cadre, within unit, within division, inter-railway, deputation, regular promotion, again within same unit, inter-division, and inter-railway. So all valid reasons are here. So I'll just select my subtype. Now there is one option is office order reference number. As I have given you an example, office order for a particular transfer can have multiple office orders, like one from road, one from zone, and one from unit. So whatever office order against this employee is already issued for the same transaction you are doing, we need to select. It is not there, then we can leave it blank. Now, most important thing that needs to be taken care here is, while generating an office order, current and basic tab of employee master for this particular employee must be updated and in accepted state, because now that information we are taking from the particular tab and put it in the office order. So that should be updated and in accepted state. So now here left hand side the information shown are from the current tab. It could be zone, division, station place, cell related details, department designation, everything is here. On the right hand side, we are going to give the information that is the new information and will be updated after execution of office order. So I'll put, I have selected inter-railway transfer, then I will select some other zone, other division, station place I may not know at this time. So I'm just removing the station office section. And there is a promotion case. So I am changing the pay level, basic pay, department. I can change the sub department. I can change the designation. So I'm making it from senior section engineer to ADME CNW. Bill unit I may not know at this particular time. So I'm just leaving it effective date of this office order. I just enter here. Transfer benefit will he get? He will retain the quarter or not? FSC. Senior benefit? No. Gazetted or non-gazetted? And remarks. So remark is for that particular employee. So I just entered some dummy remarks and click on the save button. So when I click the save button, the basic information is entered in the center of the table. What we have here is HMS ID, IPAS number, name, reason of transfer, then existing particulars of that particular employee. So in the existing particular, we have department, designation, station, BU, whatever the information available in the current tab of employee. Then revised particular, the information that is going to be updated after execution of this office order. Same, we have department, designation, label, BU we have not entered, station we have not entered, so these parts are blank. Now move next. So the next part is we have to give a template to this office order. So whatever template we have created in the previous video, we can put it here. So I've just selected one dummy template here and still I have an option to edit this. So I'm going to edit this template here. Now the new facility given here is we can send the copy of this office order through HRMS system. So to whom I want the copy to be sent, I need to put his HRMS ID here. So I am giving the HRMS ID of unit admin of Jodhpur workshop. So he can get the copy in the system. Whenever he logged in, he will get the copy of this office order in his dashboard. Along with it, I can add the unit admin of another unit, that is Secunderabad unit. So both office orders copy of office order will be given to both. I can add more by clicking plus or by minus. So these two people will get the copy of office order through the system only, and the rest of the people are here will be printed on office order. So make sure copy to the system will not going to be print in your office order. This is for internal purpose, and whatever information you enter here in copy to will be printed on office order. So keep this thing in the mind. Now everything is okay. If I need to add more employee, I have a plus button here. I need to delete anyone, I can click minus button here. So now employee have two options here. Either he can submit this information or save as a draft. So save as a draft will save a copy of this office order, and you may edit this copy in near future whenever you want to submit. So another option we have here is view office order. So view office order is just a preview. So how your office order is going to be printed. And if on this office order I click somewhere, the small icon of stamp will be printed. So this is actually showing where your digital signature is going to be printed. So this is the location of the digital signature. So I just click at this location and close it. So you have noticed that digital signature location is now available with me. Earlier it was a default location. So now I just click on. So now my information is completed. My office order is composed. So I'm going to submit this information. Correct. I'm submitting this with my transaction OTP. And this office order is now submitted to my level 2 officer. So I'll just log out with my DC and go to level 2 officer. So my level 2 officer in this case is Mahesh Singh ji. So I'm just logging in again with his ID and OTP. So now level 2 officer will validate the information that are entered by DC for transfer order. So for that, we'll go to office order section in the left hand side, verify promotion office order, and a list of all the pending office order with Mahesh ji will be shown in this list. So we'll select the office order we just created and click on go. So now all the information are here in read-only mode. The status is submitted for verification. In the center table, everything is shown as it is shown to DC. So now we have two options here. Either we can submit this information to level 3 officer by clicking verify button, or we can return this office order to DC for rectification. So to move it to third level 3 officer will just click on verify button and provide the transaction OTP. So now this office order is submitted to level 3 officer. So now we'll come out with my verification authority and log in again with my accepting authority, that is Vasant Singh ji. So I just logged into the system with accepting authority. And to accept the transfer order, we'll go to left hand side, office order section, and the menu will be this time accept promotion transfer order. So again, all the pending orders that are with Vasant Singh ji will be listed down here. I'll select the office order, click on the go button. So status is now verified. All the information are in read-only mode. In the center, we have information of employee, existing particulars, and device particular. To view the whole information, there is a button called view in the left hand side. So when I click this button, every information that are entered by DCR available here. So again, to release this office order, to issue this office order, we'll click accept button, view and accept by digital sign. So now the office order is here just for preview to accepting authority, that how it will look like. So all the information here, in office order, the one page office order, and I click sign digitally. So to issue this office order, I have to sign it with my digital certificate. So at this time, I need to put my device, digital signature device to the system. And the thing I have to make sure is once this office digital device is issued, at least one time I have changed my password. From the issuance of the device to till date, at least one time my password should have been changed. So default password that come up with the devices are not working here. We are blocking the default password for security reasons. So now I click digital sign document, and my PDF copy of this digital signature office order is signed with digital signature, and click OK to validate this office order. So now the PDF shown to me in front of all you is the signed copy of this office order. So this is the signed copy. You can view the stamp of digital signature, and it is printed exactly at the location where we have marked with the stamp at the time of dealing clerk. So this information we have office order number here, we have date, issuing office here, we have QR code in the left top corner. It will give you a link where you can validate the office order online. We have pre-note, post-note that are entered by DC, signing authority, name and designation, copy to, and in the center we have information of employee that is transferred. So we have name, we have TMS ID, we have IPAS number, we have reason, we have date effect from, and we have existing particulars as per current tab and the revised particular of the employee. So now the stage 1 of issuing an office order is completed. So this is an case where we are transferring an employee from Jodhpur workshop to Sikandrabad. So it is inter-unit transfer. So we are going to have this stage relieving of employee. So to relieve this employee, I'll just log out with my accepting authority and log in again with my dealing clerk. So this is my dealing clerk of Jodhpur workshop again. I logged in with his login OTP. And to release the employee, that is the execution of an office order, transfer office order, we will go to left hand side, release employee section. In this section, we'll put HRMS ID of employee. So his basic details are here, and the employee Ashok Goyal with HRMS ID, this is now released against this office order. So I have office order type, reason, office order number, office order date. So now I have to enter the releasing information. So at the time of release, I have to hand over my charge to someone else. So I just need to enter that information. Date of release of employee and its last increment of employee, and charge handover authority. To which authority this charge is going to be handed over. So this part is done and the remarks is released. So once I click this information, this employee will be marked as released from my unit. So it will report to some other unit and posting order will be issued at that place. So I'll complete this transaction with my transaction OTP of Sanjay Kumar Singh. So when I put the transaction OTP here, this information is saved and the status of this employee is now released from my unit. So here the first stage is completed. We have created an office order and relieved the employee. So the work of my unit in case of interdivisional or inter-unit transfer is completed here. So now the work for the second unit will start. For promotion and within unit transfer cases, my part is still pending. That will come in the end. So let's go to that another unit where this employee has been transferred. We'll go to now Sikandrabad and log in with my dealing clerk of Sikandrabad. So this is my dealing clerk for Sikandrabad. I'm going to issue an office order for posting now, the stage 2. So on the stage 2, we'll issue and posting order. So I'm just log in with my dealing clerk of Sikandrabad. So this is the dealing clerk from Sikandrabad. The name is A. Lakshmaiya, the unit senior clerk come typist from Sikandrabad division. So we'll go to office order section and we'll generate now posting order. So again, we'll go to promotion and transfer order. The process is exactly same. So I'm just going to speed up this process. So at the Sikandrabad location, I need to give posting order. I have given the office order number here, office order type here, and I'll put the HRMS ID of employee that we are transferring. So we'll select category is now posting. We'll click on the go. The information is shown here. Office order subtype is interdivision transfer. And I can select the office order that is issued for the same employee. So in the previous stage, we are not having reference office order. Now we have a reference office order that this employee is joining here, reported here, and we are issuing a posting order that is against the older transfer order. So I've just selected that part, and again left hand side information is from the current tab, right hand side information is what we are going to update after execution of this office order. So I'm just selecting this unit. Now I can put the station code here because I know at which station we are going to post it. Office section, I may not enter here. Pay level, upgraded pay level is here. Department designation, I can just select. I'm making it a little bit faster. Now, effective date for this transfer benefit, no. Of retaining quarter, no. Seniority benefit, yes, and remarks. So this information is completed now. I click save button. If I need to add more employee, there's a button of plus here. If I need to remove anyone, there's a button of minus. And I have some template that are saved for A Lakshmaiya. The same template may not be here because that template belongs to Jodhpur workshop for that particular dealing clerk, and this templates are for some other dealing clerk here. I added this. I can add again. I'll add the unit admin of both units. So this is the unit admin of my previous workshop, Jodhpur workshop, and this is the unit admin of my new location. And now I'll save as a draft. My draft copy is saved now. Again, I have an option to select the customized location. The location of digital signature is default here. That is bottom right part of last page, but I can select it here. I want to put it here, somewhere here. So I just click on the close. Now I need to submit this information. And for that, I'll require a transaction OTP of Mr. Lakshmiya. So I put the transaction OTP and my office order is now submitted. So stage 2, part 1 is completed. Dealing clerk has composed the posting order of that particular employee. So now we'll move to second stage. Second stage, we have to log out from our dealing clerk, log in with verification authority of Secunderabad unit, that is Mr. Bala Subramaniam. I logged in with his ID. Now to verify this office order, we'll go to left hand side section, carrier event, office order part, verify, promotion and transfer of the order. We'll select office order that we created just now. Now every information here is read only mode. Status is submitted for verification, and there is a one button right hand side, view. When I click the view button, it will open all the information in read only mode. Now this office order, again we can verify it or we can return it to DC. So for verification, again I need a transaction OTP. So I'll put the transaction OTP here, and this information is submitted to level 3 officer. So level 3, we have an accepting officer. So I'll come out with my VA and log in with my AA. So this is my accepting authority, Mr. Narsimha. So I'm logging in with Narsimha's ID. I'll go to office order section, accept promotion and transfer orders. I'll select whatever office order is pending with Mr. Narsimha. I'll select it, the one we have created just now. And the office order is available to accepting authority in read-only mode. So I'll just go through all the information shown here. The status is verified. The employee information is in the center, and I'll accept this office order and sign it with my digital signature. So this is the preview of office order. I can just preview it with all the information. So I can just validate that information in this office order is correct. I'll click sign digital document. I'll attach my digital certificate, and I'll provide all the necessary credentials like ID and password, and click on sign digital document. So my office order for posting is issued now. So I can just revalidate this. So now the signed copy of this office order is here for the reference. So we have QR code, we have office, the office order number, date, pre-note, employee information, his name, his working detail, existing particular, new particulars, remarks, and the digital signature is here. So now I'll move to the next step. That is the part 2 of stage 2. The office order is issued for the posting. Now we'll come to the joining information. Now the posting office order is issued. Employee will report or join his new responsibilities, or in case of promotion or transfer within unit, the employee will join his higher responsibilities. At this particular time, the joining of this information will be captured. So stage 2 part 1 was only for outside unit transfer cases where posting order is issued. On rest of the other cases will come directly to the stage of joining. So now at this stage we'll record the joining information of employee or reporting information of employee that is captured by dealing clerk. Authority will verify this information, accepting authority will accept this information. So let's start with practical. I'll come out with my accepting authority and log in back with my dealing clerk of Secunderabad division. Exactly. For that, I need an OTP of Mr. Lakshmiya. I'm using the same HRMS ID of daily clerk. So now this office order is executed. Promotion, transfer, promotion come transfer, all type of office orders are now executed. We'll go to career event section and select promotion, transfer and regularization. So one thing we have to note, make sure here is promotion transfer cases are handled here, or in case of new joining, employees joined, he gone on the training or probation is completed, then the posting information will be captured from the same place. So office order for new joining will come to new joining entry. But at the time of giving them temporary status for substitute or regularizing them, we'll go to promotion transfer regularization stage. So this option is common for all three types. So let's move ahead. We'll enter the HRMS ID of employee, for which we have created a posting order just now. So I given the HRMS ID here. Status is released. So it is released from previous location. This is mandatory. If it is not released from previous location, it will not be able to capture this information. So now joining information of Mr. Ashok Goyal, HRMS ID is this, against this office order that we issued just now. So this is office order type, this is the reason, this is the current information from the current tab, this is the new information that we are going to enter here. Now we can edit office or section here. We can edit the station still, we can edit the basic pay, or we can edit the bill unit. So this is important part, we need to give the correct bill unit to the employee. If we put it wrong, then wrong data will be updated. The office order number was this, office order date was this, office order uploaded copy is here. So this is the copy of office order we just issued now. Now we have to enter the information of taking charge, information of joining. So now I'll put the information of taking charge, when he took the charge, and date of next increment that I need to enter, because we need to transfer this information to IPAS, date of fixation, because it is a transfer case. It is a transfer case, so we'll enter the fixation date, HER classification that will transfer to IPAS. Then we have to give the IPAS designation. We have mapped each HRMS designation with IPAS. So you will get one designation only here if the mapping is correct. In case if our mapping is not correct, you may get the multiple designations. So you just need to give that right. Now date of reporting, when he reported to you, and reporting authority. To which authority this employee has reported, that I have entered. And at the end, release details are there. So release details are the details that are entered from the previous locations are shown here just for reference. Now everything is okay. All information we have filled out. So we have two options here. Either I can submit this information or I can save a copy as a draft. So I'm going to submit this information. To submit, this is very obvious. I need a transaction OTP. So with this transaction OTP, this information is submitted. So the last stage, dealing clerk part is done. Let's move ahead. We'll move faster to my verification authority. So now verification authority will verify this data at the stage 2 verification authority. So this is my verification authority, Mr. Bala Subramaniam. I'll go to carrier event section as it is execution and office order, verify promotion transfer office order, and this is very obvious. We'll get the list of pending employees here. We select Mr. Goyal, Mr. Ashok Goyal that we have just entered. We click on the go button. Status is now submitted for verification. All the information are in read-only mode. So we just either verify it or we can return it to our dealing clerk. To verification, we need a transaction OTP of this VA, and now this information is submitted to our level 3 officer, that is accepting authority. So let's move ahead, log out with verification authority and log in with Mr. Narasimha, that is accepting authority of Secunderabad division right now. So I need a login OTP for him. Now to accept this information, we'll go back to carrier event section, accept promotion transfer regularization section. I have the list of employees that are pending with me. I select Mr. Goyal and click on the go button. So all the information similar to verification authority, it will be shown in read-only mode. The status is verified. Mr. Goyal is posting again, joining against this office order. Current information from current tab, new information that is going to be updated after acceptance of this. So to accept this information, I need a transaction OTP of Mr. Narasimha. So now, when I give the transaction OTP and click in submit button, what is going to happen in the background? Let's check it out. We are going to update employee master record of current detail. Exactly. We are going to update e-service record. Based on type of office order, we are going to update promotion tab, transfer tab, or deputation tab in case of deputation out. So we are going to add one new row in the end of the tab. So status of the tab will be exactly same. We are not going to update the status of the tab, but we are going to append a row in the end. Then we are going to push this information to iPass for salary creation. So that's why this information is important to have correct. So when I click submit button and boom, this information is submitted. Let's check what information has been updated. So I'll click view ESR option. View ESR is an option where you can see all the record of e-service book for any employee, and now it is accepting authority, so it is allowed to view. I'll put the HRMS ID of Mr. Goyal that we have just transferred from Jodhpur workshop to Secunderabad. So let's see what information we have here. In employment detail, we have transferred them. New designation is updated now. New zone is updated now. New division is updated now. Station is Secunderabad. Working office from CWM office Jodhpur to SSCPV office Secunderabad is here. Now we'll come down to transfer and promotion tab. So in the promotion tab, we have a promotion from to ADME CNW from SSC. Previous promotion was there. Now it is promoted to ADME. This is the label, the station code. And office order number that we have created just now, that is the posting order. Against this posting order, we have done the entry, office order date, date of taking charge, and everything is here. Now we'll come to transfer order. In the transfer order, the reason of transfer is promotion, type of transfer is interrailway. Transferred from is Jodhpur workshop, CWM office. Department designation was senior section engineer and transferred to the new unit, Sikandrabad division, SC station, SSCPV office, and mechanical department, CN common sub-department, ADME is the designation. Charge taken on today, 4th of October, we have taken the charge. Office order against which this employee has been joined. So now the tab of promotion and transfer both has been updated in this case. So let's review what we have done. We have created one transfer order, gone to the 3 level, interdivisional transfer was there, so we have to relieve the employee. For other cases, this step is not mandatory. Stage 2, we have created a posting order for the employee. For promotion cases or within transfer cases, this stage is again not compulsory. We'll move to next stage is joining stage. At the joining stage for all office order, we are going to capture the execution of office order. We'll take it to the 3 level DCVN A, and in the end, we are going to update employee master and ESR tab for the employee. The same information pass on to IPAR. So this is all from promotion and transfer office order. We'll move to the next office order. Thank you. Thank you very much.